Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I know I've been missing for about a couple weeks now. Things have been kind of hectic, I'll be honest. February was a lot more busier than I expected, which is actually a good thing because last year and into this year with the pandemic, a lot of us creatives have lost a ton of work just because of restrictions and safety protocols and all that good stuff. But I wanted to sort of give a quick update on what's coming up in sort of my channel, my life, and that kind of stuff. I actually just bought a place. So in the last month or so, my girlfriend and I just bought a place in Toronto. And yes, wow, we actually found a place that we could afford. Crazy, I know, because of the housing market and how crazy it is, not only in Toronto, probably elsewhere across North America and in the world as well. But we're really happy, really excited to move and move in together. But I wanted to kind of talk about sort of what my office setup looks like now and my plans for it when we get to my new space and what I plan to do with that new space. So like right now, you guys can kind of see, this is my laptop, this is my Mac. I use it mostly for photo related stuff. So right now it's kind of just importing stuff from my last shoot. Let me know if you guys want to see some like BTS of that kind of stuff or some breakdowns of some of the photos, because I also am a photographer as well. I tend to do a lot of video, but I do enjoy shooting photos as well. That was kind of the first creative field I've really started to, you know, make money in and really get my feet wet in. So that may be upcoming as well. I want to kind of talk about my my desk setup as well, because it's kind of like all over the place right now. I'm kind of using just like a folding table, as you can see. So it's not the best per se, but it gets the job done. It's just temporarily at my parents' place until I build sort of my own office space. So I've also got, you know, a microphone that I use for voiceover work and for podcasting. If you haven't seen on my IG page yet, my friend and I, Zeke, started a new podcast. So definitely check that out if you're interested in understanding sort of the inner workings of creativity and what it takes to sort of get into our industry, how to get into our industry, things you want to maybe look out for, and different topics within that area. So check that out as well. But back to the desk, I'll probably talk about sort of my audio setup in a future video. My monitor, which actually was graciously gifted to me by my girlfriend. It is a BenQ E32. It's a 32-inch monitor, and it's actually, I don't know if you can see the full scale of it here, but it's pretty nice, pretty beautiful. And I'll probably go down and what I like about it, what I don't like about it. But yeah, I'll talk about sort of my audio setup in a future video maybe as well. You can see here the speaker, and then my Steinberg as well, which is sort of the audio interface I use. And then this is the NZXT-H1. Of course, we've all heard, if you're in the PC realm, about the fire hazard, and thankfully NZXT, if you can see under here, they sent me some nylon screws to replace on the riser cable so it doesn't catch on fire and burn down my house. But yeah, so I'm pretty excited about that. I also did make some modifications to the NZXT-H1, so we'll talk about those. It's pretty much modifications to improve airflow and cooling and things like that. So some small stuff. It might cost you, I'd say maybe $100 if you're keeping it on the cheap side, but what I did kind of cost about $200 just because it's a bit aesthetic as well, but it does keep the case a lot cooler when I am gaming, which is kind of nice. So, and then the last thing I'll kind of touch on is sort of my cine rig here. If I can just bring the light around so we can get some better light on it. Here we are. So this is kind of my updated cine rig, and basically it's the A7S III, and what I've done is kind of, I had basically, let's see if I can focus in on here. I had a preamp from way back when that I used to run XLR mics into for audio for like interview stuff. So I just modded that a little bit to add on to this, and I'll kind of go into that in a bit more detail. And then I'm also using a shotgun microphone that I also had previously to round it out. And then the Ninja 5, of course, for 4K raw recording. Although I do use DaVinci Resolve, which doesn't have ProRes RAW support, which is a bit frustrating. So if I really need ProRes RAW for a project, and increasingly I'm starting to need that, I will convert to ProRes 444, and it's pretty much no difference. I've kind of checked between Premiere and that. It's really no difference, but I primarily love Resolve simply because of the color workflow and color control, and it's an all-in-one editor. I can really do a lot of animations and things like that in the Fusion page, which is really cool as well. So, you know, those are just some life updates, and I'll catch you guys in the next video, probably talking about my office and desk setup. So thanks for hanging out, and stay tuned.